OpenAI just launched GPT 5.5, and the rollout was anything but quiet. For the past week, leaks, accidental exposures, and cryptic social media teases turned what should have been a routine release into one of the most anticipated events in AI this year. Let's break it all down. First, the leak saga. It started on Sunday, April 19th, when API monitors detected production-scale testing of an unreleased model. Then, on Wednesday, April 22nd, a misconfigured API endpoint briefly routed public traffic to an unreleased model, internally codenamed Arcanine, for about 47 minutes before OpenAI patched it. At least one developer recorded the encounter. Later that same day, the Codex coding tool accidentally exposed an entire internal dropdown of unreleased models, GPT 5.5, OAI 2.1, Glacier Alpha, plus cyber-tagged variants. The tooltip for Arcanine read, Frontier with Legendary for Starch, a Pokemon Easter egg pointing to the model's external codename Sprud. Then, on the eve of launch, OpenAI posted NS41 on X. Community members cracked it within minutes. Base 64 decoded, it reads 5.5. Or, by character math, N is 14, S is 19. 19 minus 14 equals 5. 4 plus 1 equals 5. Polymarket odds for a same-day launch hit 86%. Thursday noon Pacific, OpenAI confirmed it. What's actually new? Greg Brockman called it a new class of intelligence, but the real pitch is efficiency. GPT 5.5 matches GPT 5.4's serving speed while using 40% fewer output tokens per codex cask. Token generation is 20% faster. It handles messy, multi-part tasks without step-by-step prompting. And the benchmarks are serious. On Terminal Bench 2.0, GPT 5.5 scores 82.7 versus Claude Opus 4.7 at 69.4 and Gemini 3.1 Pro at 68.5. On Frontier Math Tier 4, it hits 35.4% versus Opus at 22.9. Claude Opus 4.7 still leads SWE Bench Pro at 64.3, but Artificial Analysis now puts GPT 5.5 at number 1 on its intelligence index, breaking a three-way tie with Opus and Gemini. One detail worth pausing on, GPT 5.5 helped build itself. Before release, Codex analyzed weeks of production traffic and wrote new partitioning and load balancing heuristics that lifted token generation speed 20%, co-designed with NVIDIA's GB200 and GB300 systems, the model optimizing its own serving stack. On pricing, here's where it gets interesting. ChatGPT Plus at $20 a month and Pro at $200 give you access right now, but the API pricing doubles. GPT 5.5 runs $5 per million input tokens and $30 per million output, a 2x jump from GPT 5.4. GPT 5.5 Pro stays at $30 and $180. API access isn't live yet, coming very soon once OpenAI finishes adding cybersecurity guardrails. Bank of New York got early enterprise access. CIO Lee Ann Russell called the hallucination resistance a step change, critical for regulated institutions. Why it matters? 3 things. First, this is OpenAI's direct answer to Anthropic's Mythos and Opus 4.7, which Wall Street has been calling a red code moment for OpenAI. Second, agentic coding is now the undisputed battleground. All 3 labs race on the same axes: Terminal Bench, SWE Bench, Expert SWE, Enterprise Revenue follows. And third, the release cadence is accelerating. GPT 5.3 in November, 5.3.5 in December, 5.4 in March, 5.5 just 7 weeks later. Chief Scientist Jakub Pachatsky said quite rapid continued progress. The last few years have been surprisingly slow. Bottom line, Brockman says we are moving to a compute-powered economy. GPT 5.5 is a compounding advantage. Same compute, more intelligence. The flywheel is spinning. And with the Musk versus OpenAI trial starting Monday in Oakland, this week is far from over.